everybody, it's Crystal. Thank you for joining me today on my channel, Bagoday Crochet. So today I have a beautiful stitch tutorial for you. Look at that, isn't that pretty? Now this is called Blossom Stitch. It's very easy. 2-row repeat. So all you'll need to know how to do is chain, single crochet, and double crochet, and then I will teach you the rest. So it's a pretty, more solid than knot stitch, and like a very beautiful baby blanket, I think, or a full-size blanket. Great for tops, all kinds of things. It's just a pretty stitch overall, and like I said, super easy. So do you guys want to go ahead and get started? Let's do it. So for the yarn that I use for this particular stitch tutorial, in case you are interested, is Red Heart Super Saver Ombre, and the color is called Jazzy. It is a 100% acrylic, medium weight number 4, and for the purpose of this tutorial, I'm going to be using a size I, which is a 5.5mm crochet hook. Now, this stitch has a multiple of 4 plus 2, which means you go ahead and start your slip knot on your hook, which means that whenever you make your chain, say you want to make a blanket or a scarf, make a beautiful scarf, you chain in a multiple of 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you keep doing that until you get it as long as you'd like it to be. And then once you get it as long as you like it to be, add 2 more to the chain. 1, 2. So 4 plus 2 is the multiple of the blossom stitch. Alright, so let's go ahead and begin row 1. Row 1, we are going to do a single crochet in the second stitch from our hook. So we don't count the one that's on our hook. So we got 1 and 2. So go ahead and single crochet in the second stitch. And then we're going to work across, and we're going to put 1 single crochet in every stitch for the length of the chain. Just like this. So row 1 is 1 single crochet in every stitch until you get to the end of your row. Alright, so I've made it to the end of row 1. So now we're going to start row 2. We're going to chain 1 and turn our work. So that chain 1 does not count as a stitch, doesn't count as anything. So we'll just pretend like it's not even there. We're going to go right back into this very first stitch, and we're going to do a single crochet. And now we're going to start the repeat of row 2. We're going to skip 1 stitch, and in the next stitch we're going to do a V stitch. So skip this one and go to the next. Now a V stitch is a double crochet, a chain of 1, and another double crochet into the same stitch. So that is the V stitch for this particular pattern. Double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. Now we're going to skip 1 again and single crochet into the next. And that is the repeat for row 2. So again, we'll skip 1 and V stitch into the next. So we go into it, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, all into the same stitch. Skip 1 again and single into the next. Now we just keep repeating that. So we're going to skip 1, V stitch into the next. So it's a double, chain 1 and double, all into the same. Skip 1 and single into the next. So go ahead and repeat this pattern all the way until you get to the end of the row. Skip 1, V stitch in the next. Skip 1, single into the next. Alright, I've come to the end of row 2, and I just did a V stitch, and you should have 2 stitches that remain. Go ahead and skip 1 and end by single crocheting into the last stitch, and that will end row 2. And now we're going to start row 3. So rows 3 and 4 are the repeat rows, and they're very easy. So we'll go ahead and start row 3. by chaining 1 and turning our work. So that, again, that chain 1 does not count as a stitch. We're going to go right back here into this very first stitch right here and put a double crochet. And now we're going to go ahead and start the repeat of row 3. We're going to chain 1 and we're going to single crochet in the middle of the next V-stitch. So into this chain 1 space here, we're going to put a single crochet. And then we're going to chain 1. And then we're going to double crochet right here into the next single. So not this stitch. This is the double crochet that's part of the V-stitch. We need to come over here to the next single crochet and put a double crochet into it. So go right into it and double. Like that. And then we repeat again. We chain 1 and single crochet into the next chain space of the next V-stitch. So right here, just go right through the space. Single crochet, chain 1, and double crochet into the next single, which is right down here. It's not this stitch. We skip this double. Go down to the single and double crochet into it. And repeat. We chain 1, single crochet into the next chain space of the next V-stitch. So right through the space. Single crochet, chain 1. And now we're going to double crochet into the next single crochet, so right down here. So we skip this double, go into that single down there, and double crochet, and repeat it again. Just remember that we just chain 1 after each stitch. So double crochet, chain 1. Then we single crochet in the middle of the V, chain 1, and double crochet into the next single, and start again with the chain 1. Now we're going to repeat this pattern until we get to the end of the row. Alright, when you make it to the end of row 3, I just single crocheted into the chain 1 space of my last V-stitch. I want to go ahead and chain 1 after that. Now I'm going to end by double crocheting into my last stitch here on the end, which is the single crochet from the previous row. And that will end row 3. So now we're going to go ahead and start row 4 by chaining 1 and turning our work. You will notice that row 4 is very similar, very similar to row 2. So we're going to go right back into the very first stitch and single crochet. Like that. Now in this next stitch right here, this single crochet, we are going to put a V-stitch. So we don't chain 1 after this single crochet here. We go directly into the very first single crochet and work a V-stitch. So go into it and work your double, chain 1, and double. And then we're going to go directly into the next double crochet, which is this very next stitch, and single crochet into it. Like that. Again, the next single crochet, we are going to put a V-stitch. So go right into it and work a double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, and then directly into the next stitch, which is a double crochet, we're going to put a single crochet into it. And this is what we're going to repeat to the end of row 4. So in the next stitch, which is a single crochet, we're going to work a V-stitch, and in the next stitch, which is a double crochet, we're going to work a single crochet. And repeat it again. The next stitch is a single crochet, so we're going to work a V-stitch in it. The next stitch right here, which is a double crochet, we're going to work a single crochet in it. So go ahead and repeat this pattern until you get to the end of row 4. Alright, I have made it to the end of row 4. And I just did a V-stitch in my last single crochet, and I have one stitch left here on the end. It's a double crochet. I'm just going to single crochet into the very last stitch, and that will end row 4. So you would just keep repeating rows 3 and 4. So row 5, I would just repeat what I did for row 3. Now if you look, there will be timestamps for rows 3 and 4, so you can just click on those and it'll take you back. But after a few repeats, it'll start looking like this. and you'll have that repeat down in no time, and it works up rather quickly. Here's what it looks like on the opposite side. The front side kind of has a little bit of a dividing line there, as you can see that, as opposed to the back. But either side's beautiful. I do like the front side a little bit better. But I hope that you enjoyed my tutorial. Remember, look for those timestamps below. Please don't forget to hit that subscribe button and that like button. Give this video a share if you can. You can always come check me out on Facebook and Instagram, and check out all my hundreds and hundreds of other tutorials. And until next time, have a good day. Bye, guys.